Hey everyone, gonna go live here with some messages for the collective about the current energies. And there's Mio. Hey, hey Justina. So yes, we have a bunch of decks spread out before both of us, and we were just talking about how um, we get a lot of questions from people about the intensity of energies, and I'm just totally going to play with my hair while I'm talking to you. The intensity of energies and how do you navigate them? And I mean, I deal with that every day with clients and helping them to move through energies more gracefully. But right now, there's a lot going on in the world, and people are looking for answers and looking to feel more grounded and, just something to help them feel like they have a little bit more direction or more comfort or
Yeah.
sanity, really. So we thought maybe we would pull some cards for messages for the collective. So anybody watching this video at any point could gain some wisdom or insight or comfort from the messages that are brought through, but this would be considered like messages for anybody who would be watching this regarding current energies or for the near future. And chances are you may have a question in your heart and somehow it comes up as Mio and I are talking. And I would totally encourage you guys too, if you have any questions, like just ask, right? And if we
Yeah.
can catch it in the comments, then we'll address it. But this is more like a discussion and then
Yeah. And even if
um,
you're catching the rewatch, leave it in the comments because then we can address it on the next video or
yeah,
one of our podcast episodes. If it's
totally.
something that we can definitely go in depth with. In depth.
Yeah,
In depth.
in depth.
In depth.
So, yeah, so we'll be focusing on normally we're reading on love and questions about relationship, and we may actually still do that. So, we may bring in a decks for that too, but we're going to start off with these kind of messages for your own soul growth or direction or understanding this energy that we're in now. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, do you want to start? I don't even know which deck to start with. My
Okay.
goodness.
So, do you want me to show my decks? You want to show or leave my face on the screen?
I like looking at your face,
Okay.
but
I like looking at my face.
I do because you're gorgeous
Leave
and
the
I
lights.
love you. Okay, so I'm actually shuffling from a deck called the Secret Language of Light. It's transmissions from your soul, and I'm just asking what the wisdom is for, what do we need to know or understand right now about how we're moving through this energy that we're in? I know I have a lot of questions and I feel like I'm relatively tuned in, but I wake up every morning with questions about, wow, what's going on? I feel that.
Like I know on a personal level, my third eye is wide open. I know I'm very in tune with my intuition. I know how often I'm validated every single day, like not just with my own shit, but with my friends and family and all their shit as well. Um,
There's
but
one.
sometimes this collective stuff is like, I can feel all of it. I can feel the heaviness of it. When people's fear encroach on me, I'm almost like, ugh, get it away from me. Take your shit and take your belief, like your heavy density, like you're projecting outward, and like I'm gonna go hide
Yeah.
over here because I don't want to feel your intense fears because that shit that lives up here, it projects outward for sure.
hmm It
Okay,
does.
I have Starseed Oracle, and I also have the Moon, and then I have our Quickies deck, and then a regular tarot.
Ooh, I got some good cards that came out. Oh, I'm glad you have quickies because I don't have that in my bag. But okay, so this is interesting. I got and really this deck is so beautiful. Like the artwork in this deck is just gorgeous. And even in just looking at the artwork, you're getting total,
Wow.
upgrades or whatever. Okay, so the theme of the cards that I got are healing. So remember, these are messages like transmissions from your soul. So what are we going through at a spiritual level and becoming very conscious of that in our human bodies? So what are we moving through energetically so we can grow and evolve spiritually? So this is a period of healing for sure. And I'll go into more depth. And the divine feminine, oh my gosh. So um over the past, several years, there's been this resurgence, this awakening of divine feminine energy, and divine feminine energy is present in everyone, right? It's not just biologically female people, it's everyone. And so the divine feminine is actually waking up and gaining power, not to be in control, but like standing in truth kind of power. And then we're going to have specific messages about being, this is divine animals, right? So actually being around animals. And I need to read a little bit about this card, but I'm getting like spending time with
Is that
animals
a
because
lion?
it is a lion.
So then that's very, like, that's definitely more masculine
Strength.
energy. Yeah.
Yep. Strength and
Good job.
power and courage. But animals also have a vibration that's very harmonized naturally, and they vibrate higher. And so spending time with animals, so with a dog, with a cat, whatever, being out in nature, that's very, very healing and actually helps to harmonize your fields. And then color is very important too. So
Okay.
yeah, whatever. So some colors are very soothing to our energy field, some are more agitating. Sometimes we need more colors than other colors.
Yeah.
So I'm going to actually look at a little bit of what these cards have to say about themselves. So while you go ahead
Yeah.
and you
The
pick
thing on the
more.
color also, so being an artist, color theory is something like I learned ages ago when it came to when I was working on interior design stuff. Because if you're going to put somebody in a nursery or a room, you want something that's going to be soothing and
Mm-hmm.
not going to kickstart the opposite and give you anxiety while you sit in your room trying to soothe
Yeah,
your baby, and your baby's just
totally.
stimulated, right? So with color theory though, how I use it now, like I'll go and sit in the infrared sauna and we have the color changing panels,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll set my intention and I'll feel the difference in the light wave. So if I'm sitting in the blue light versus the red light, like it feels different. It feels like fire versus water,
Oh,
cool
yeah.
versus hot, like calming versus more stimulating. Um, so the cards I got though, while you pulled those,
Mm-hmm.
while you were talking, I got weight of the world, boundaries, let it go, it's not yours to carry. So we're sitting
Oh,
here and we're talking about the collective energy and like the anxieties or the fears or the way that like collectively people are fearing with their worries or the uncertainties of the future or what even is
yep.
going on currently, even on a personal level in their own life versus society level, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But it's let it go, it's not yours to carry. So realize that there's some of it like we don't have to hold on to, because that's going to cause more stress and anxiety than that's already needed, which in
Mm-hmm.
turn fucks up your immune system, which in turn makes you more stressed out, which in turn
Yep.
makes you a, you know, shitty parent, person, whatever, right? If you're stressed
And
out,
you
you're the best
could,
version of yourself, whatever
yeah, and
your
you
role
could get
is.
sick too, right? So you'll feel really run down and you could actually get sick. Um,
Yeah. And so then the next card is the defensivelessness card. But it's like, it's apologizing, but it's letting shit go also. So
mhm.
we have boundaries, letting go. I see it also I can't say this fucking word, defensivelessness.
Defensivelessness.
I'm say it 10 times in a row. Um, but it's like the act of forgiveness is also the letting things go
Hmm.
and the releasing of that energy and releasing that person or releasing the situation or releasing the
Hmm.
animosity, the resentment that you're holding on to. Um, and then the last one, though, which while you pulled for Divine Feminine, I got Deep Love, Mother's Milk, Birth as a Portal.
Oh, fuck yeah. Okay. So that's a divine feminine reference, right? So birthing something new, being nourished by the mother's milk.
And think
Um,
about the birthing process, how fucking rough that shit is, though.
I mean, we're going through a collective birthing process right now,
Oh,
and it feels really intense. And um, which is why we're in a space of deep healing, right? So all of what you were talking about, like the forgiveness, the letting go, it's not yours to carry. When did we decide that those things were ours to carry, and why do we feel obligated to carry them? A lot of us are just highly sensitive and empathic, and we feel everything that's going on around us. And we just have to be very conscious of what we're holding in our body and understanding, is this mine or is this someone else's? And then just choosing to let it go when we understand it's someone else's. Some of us are here on this planet, well, many of us are here on this planet right now to take what the collective is feeling and to move it through our bodies so it can be transmuted into something that's a higher vibration. So taking a lot of the fear and transforming it into something that's more neutral or even love, right? So that's a hard job, but it's one of the reasons why many of you watching this may feel really tired, may feel anxious, may feel disillusioned or disconnected, because you're taking on a lot of the stuff that is being felt as a human collective. So we're basically going through like a collective dark night of the soul as we're doing this collective healing.
And astrologically, the sun is now opposing Neptune, which is huge in disillusionment and like not seeing things clearly right now. So that should be fun too. Hold on, I got my hair.
It's okay. You do your hair, baby. You make it look beautiful. I will say that while this is collective energy that we are feeling, we each are a part of this as individuals too, and we have a responsibility to do our own healing work. And as we do our work, we send these like vibrational ripples out from us that then affect anyone who comes into contact with us, because we have shifted our own frequency, and then they feel it. And then, you know, on a conscious level, they could say, wow, that person's a lot different now. They really dove deep into their shit and they're just doing so much better. I think maybe I could do that too. If they could do it, I could do it. So we're in a space of how do we take responsibility for what we're going through on our individual path, not worry about so much what everyone else is doing, but standing in our center and our truth, and looking at our own shit so we can clean all that up and be able to stay in our center better and help people along the way. I keep getting hits for the color. I want to go back to the color card, because you were talking about color is vibration, you guys. Color is frequency.
Color and sound. So like that's why the frequency healing playlist I put on my thing, and then the sound bowl healings, like those can instantly like reset you and reground you. Make you feel something, open shit up.
So you pay attention to the colors that you're drawn to. You may need that frequency. It's something that enters your energetic field when you're wearing a color that's part of your frequency. It's how your eyes and your energy field interpret a vibration. So I know that's hard to wrap your head around, but like if you could see in frequency rather than with our physical eyes, if you could see also in frequency and in light waves, everything would be glowing and moving in waves and patterns, and like a fucking psychedelic trip, right? So kind of like what these cards look like. So if you're drawn to a color, you need to spend time in it, wear that color of clothing. If you're having trouble with certain chakras, like you're having trouble staying grounded, spend time in red colors, spend time in black colors. If you're having trouble speaking your truth, spend time in your blue colors, right? So my favorite color is blue, so I wear that a lot. So that's what I wanted to say about color. Color is a frequency, and so it can be very healing.
I've done things before for people also where it was almost like spirit showed me, almost like, hey, you need to prescribe them more of the color yellow. Tell them to wear more yellow, eat more yellow, go sit outside in the sun more yellow. So, I definitely think there's something to that.
And I just looked up what the meaning of the Divine Animals card is, and it's basic. It says the first line in the book, spend time with your pet, because it's a frequency thing, right? They vibrate at a level that is much more harmonious. They just do their thing, man. Like
Yeah.
they're not worrying about shit. They just go about their business. And like that's more of what we need to do. It's more in harmony, it's more in alignment. So spend time with, you know, an animal, companion animal, or go outside in nature and listen to the birds or watch the squirrels or whatever. Just try to tune into
The
that.
squirrel.
The squirrel. You guys, I was telling Mio this the other day. In my office, I have like a long set of windows, and I am totally a proponent of like looking up animal medicine when you have encounters that are unusual. And I will tell you, I have this really unusual experience with this squirrel that lives around the corner from my office, apparently. I see it every day carrying a walnut in its mouth. It goes past my window, stops underneath my car, climbs up into my car, like into the engine block area, comes out again without a walnut. So this has happened like 8 times now in the last 2 weeks. And somewhere in my car, I've got a stash of fucking walnuts. And then just a couple days ago, I was sitting in my dining room table and we have slider glass doors. And I hear a knock on the door, like little taps, little taps. And I look over and it's a motherfucking squirrel with a walnut in its mouth with its little
Squirrel's just trying to
paws.
get a nut, Shannon.
Yes, little paws up on the window looking in with its walnut in its mouth. And I'm like, okay. So I go up and I go to my books and I look up what squirrel medicine is. It's all about being playful, learning how to like be in that energy of being playful. And I've been far too serious with myself for the last couple of months, which is, you know, so it's a great message for me. But it's also like being strategic, like storing up for the winter, and do you have the resources you need? And so that it's going to be winter here soon in Wisconsin. And I'm thinking a lot about, okay, what are my spiritual resources? What are my emotional resources? What are my physical resources? What is it that I need to do? Do I need to have more food on hand? Am I eating right? Am I doing what I need to do to feel rested? So pay attention. Oh, Mika, I love you. So I'm glad you're popping in. Okay, so those are messages from the soul. So we need to take responsibility for our healing.
Letting it go.
Yeah.
Responsibility, accountability of self. Nurturing. I've been getting the last couple days, I've been getting messages about rest for myself in like major ways. Like every card I pulled, every rating that I would do was like rest, 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 rest. And so I finally was like, okay, I'm gonna not sit on the computer and do work today. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
And I rested for a little, and then I like treated myself to like get work done.
I treated myself to get work done. That's hilarious.
Quiet, kid-free time, and I felt like I was wasting my time if I didn't do something productive.
Yeah, I understand that. I'm pretty okay with like grabbing a book and reading it though, if I have that opportunity. I did just pick up the top card from that transmissions from your soul deck, and I got the card Focus, which seems like it's the antithesis of rest, but it's really not. This is actually, I'm interpreting this without even looking at what it's saying in the book. I'm interpreting this as, see, they're meditating. This person on the card is meditating. So this is I feel like this is about getting very clear with yourself about what is your priority right now and why. Like being honest with yourself. Are you allowing distractions to come in? Are you allowing yourself to be distracted away from your purpose or your healing, right? Are you dissipating your energy, and to whom or to what and why? Like, what are you avoiding? So this is a time of getting real about your healing and seeing things for what they are within your own life, and then focusing on how you get to move forward. You can take baby steps too, but if this is about actually embracing your healing process, and as you do and as you focus on that, you're going to actually help shift the vibration of everybody around you. So that's beautiful.
Yeah, I definitely noticed that the more healing I do and the better I get, then the more other people around me are beginning to like come to me or talk to me, open up manifestations about like the healing going on in their life, or the connections they're putting together, or the
Mhm.
signs and synchronicities in their life. It's just causing them to stop and take and reevaluate like what life really is. And,
Yeah. Well,
you
and then
know,
they're sharing that with you too. They're
yeah,
so
that they feel safe enough to share their experiences with me because they know I'm not going to think they're fucking crazy because I'm
yep.
I'm a last one.
Okay, I switched to a deck called Sacred Destiny. So this is about your soul's plan
Okay.
in this life. So what are you
Ooh.
moving toward? What are you working on? Ooh, okay. I had three that came out.
Okay, so Soul's Plan is our topic.
It's a Sacred Destinies deck. So when I'm drawing from that deck, it's really about like, what are you going through as a soul, like your soul journey right now? Like, what are you moving through? What are you entering into? What do you need to keep in mind? Interesting. I got trust in the process, trust in where you're going, trust in yourself, flexibility. So are you being too rigid? Do you need to surrender to some things?
That is,
Do you need to be teachable, especially in your own healing? You're dealing with your own healing. I just had this conversation with a longtime client this morning, and he finally said to me, you know, this work is really hard and I'm nervous about doing it. We're talking about deep diving into like wounds, right? And I'm like, oh my God, okay, you're finally ready, right? So where are you being too rigid? How do you need to be flexible? How do you need to be like humble? Like this journey is humbling as fuck when you're doing
yeah.
your shadow work. So how do you need to be flexible in the way you move through it? And then I also got blessings. So I'm taking this as like, as you do your healing work, your whole world opens up in terms of what can come to you because you're creating space and you're creating healing for the higher vibrational things to land in your field with you because you're clearing away like the clutter and the debris. So that's what I got.
I got, hold on one second. So the first one, okay, first one that came out was Five of Wands.
Ooh, that's like
And
conflict,
that's
right?
conflict, disagreement. Yeah, because you see how everyone's got their own opinions.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's got their own shit that they want to hold up and voice, right?
That
So
seems
it's
pretty
about
relevant right now.
listening, right? Or removing yourself, but it's basically like conflict of opinion. But then we're going into Three of Pentacles, right? So if
Oh,
we can get past our
cooperation.
collaboration, so if we can
Mm-hmm.
get past our differences
Yeah.
and fucking
Flexibility.
collaborate,
Yep. How
yeah,
can you be
we
flexible and
can
collaborate?
work together. Which that flexibility, when, let me tell you, last night or this morning even, my friend Daniel posted on his other page, and it was showing his progress from like a back bend from a few months ago till now because of
Oh,
past injuries, like he almost died, like he had, or even just going to computer work and not physically exercising for months. And so I
yeah.
was like, oh, this is interesting. I bet there's going to be a message about flexibility at some point today,
Mm-hmm.
because it was like having to do the work every day to practice stretching out those muscles to become more flexible and to become
Yep.
more limber. And you know, you can get all the work out all the kinks. So
It's also about
differences
being amenable
three.
to change, right? Like as things change, you have to be amenable to how things are changing, or else you get stuck yourself, right? So, okay, I interrupted you. Keep going.
No, 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 that's okay. The final card in that little trio, though, King of Pentacles.
Oh, excellent. That's blessings too, right? Like that's super successful,
Yeah.
grounded, abundance, wise. I love how these
uh,
are like aligning. So that's the blessings card for me.
that's the blessings. Yep, because it's attracting and managing wealth. Oh, so Pentacles, Earth, right? So taking the idea and translate it into a tangible
Making it
thing.
real. Yeah.
Yeah, taking shit out of the ethers and making it real. Um, and then I had a bottom of the deck, Page of Cups. So bottom of the deck, Page of Cups, new creative idea or opportunity.
So
So
I feel like
surprises.
yeah. So do you say surprises?
Yeah, like a Page of Cups is like, what's going to come out of the cup? Like what's,
Yeah, like a new message, right? Or
yeah.
because they're messengers too in the tarot, right? So it's like new, some kind of new opportunity popping up, and I feel like that's happening for a lot of people where like their journey is getting shaken up, and so which again, trust, right? As your journey gets shaken up, and be flexible because we're all in this energy that is so dynamic and fluid, and it feels pretty chaotic at times. Actually, I woke up like at 4 in the morning this morning because there was a big spike in energy, and I woke up out of a dead sleep, and so that's all working on us, and at such levels, you guys. I mean, I wish I could show you what it looks like, but it's not just working on physical levels and like conscious, uh, awake. Like we're reading the paper levels. It's like spiritual levels, our energetic body, it's working in our psyche. It's stirring things up to get us to move in the direction that calls to our soul. Like we all said we'd come here to do certain things, and a lot of people aren't stepping into that work yet. And this energy that we're in is designed to push us in those directions so that we finally get onto the work that we said that we do when we made the contract to come into these bodies. So trusting and being flexible because it may not look like what you think it needs to look like. And that's probably a good thing.
Yeah. While you were talking about the chaos of the energy, what I was seeing is like being in a giant shared swimming pool together, and
Ooh,
how you can be sitting there trying to stay grounded and you want to float and mellow out and enjoy and relax. And then you have other people that are fucking causing the waves and the ripples, and they're yelling and they're screaming and they're splashing, and it's just like you can feel the ripples of all of
being
that
all
through the water.
chaotic.
Like even at the sensory deprivation tanks, when
Yeah.
you are trying to be there in complete stillness and quiet, if somebody's loud enough and bangs the floor, or the garbage truck comes by and drops a huge freaking thing on the ground, like you're gonna feel it, you're gonna hear it, you're affected
Mhm.
by other people's actions and energies and stuff that they're putting out. So it's like the better that you can stay calm, grounded, be the stillness and peace, and it's like more you can influence the energies around you.
Yeah. And I feel like that's a message that's been on repeat for me in particular. And I think that that's a collective thing as well is, just no matter what, like if you know what your truth is, and when I say your truth, it's like what you know in your heart and in your gut to be quote unquote right for you or aligned for you. And it doesn't matter what anyone else is doing around you. It's what is true for you, what feels good, what feels aligned, what feels right for you. If you can stay in that space and just let go of everyone else's opinion or journey, right? Like not feeling like, and like letting go of wanting to control how other people make their choices or what we need to be doing right now. We need to be focusing on where we're going because ultimately that's what we came here for. We came here to grow our souls. We're doing this together as a collaboration, but we need to first get our shit together so that we can collectively, like, imagine if everybody got their shit together. If everybody on this planet got their shit together, like who can, aside from young children, they're already aligned though, honestly. But like, what would this world look like if everybody said, you know what, I'm going to take responsibility for my healing and, being very awake and conscious to my process and how I interrelate and what's going on inside of me and standing in my truth and honoring that. And, oh my God, what kind of world would that be?
Dude, if people could just see their own shit. So like a lot of the times when I work with people, or even if I'm working with a person that can't see their own actions or behaviors, right? Let's just put it that way. Somebody who is so self-absorbed, but yet they can't see how their actions affect other people.
Mm-hmm.
I will put mirrors up around them energetically, and my
Ah,
intention I will literally be like, let them see themselves exactly as they are, and I shut the fuck up. And then eventually that person will come back and see, oh, I actually could see this, and I saw
Mm-hmm.
myself, and I'm like, well, fucking, of course you did. Like, I put up the fucking energy mirrors, but but if we could take,
Oh,
yeah, if we could see ourselves, and I see, even when I'm fucking up, I see it come out of my mouth. I can see it as it's happening. But
oh
that's
yeah.
also part of my healing process, is wanting to own my shit as it's happening,
Yes.
instead of 10 years from now when I gotta, like, pay for my kids' therapy or something,
Oh, right. Right.
something like that.
Oh, and it's happening fast, right? And as you set that intention, because it's happening fast in my life too, like, where are we misstepping, or where can I be more in alignment? Um, yeah, it's almost instantaneous, right? I love, Louisa says, I love that. I'm going to be putting up a lot of mirrors.
Yeah,
Yes.
I do energetic boundaries on myself. So I'll do the energetic bubble around myself, where I will pretend to wash everything down the drain. Nobody's energy can stick to me.
Oh,
So
that's,
even if
yeah,
my showers are very like that, where I'm like, I'm washing it down the drain, and anyone's negativity and anything that's not mine, let it go away, is a lot of the intentions that I use in my own day to day. Whatever's not mine, if it's not mine, make it go away.
that's energy work, by the way. You already know that, but people watching this, like, if you didn't have any idea, that is energy work. That's working with your energy field, and that's commanding things to be released from your energy field. So it's that easy to do energy work.
Dude, yeah.
Dude, I had 3 cards fall out of my tarot deck, so I'm
All right,
just
let's do it.
organizing those. They all showed up in the reverse. So this is actually telling me how. So this is a message for like the collective, right, about the current energies. And when cards show up in the reverse in tarot, or any other oracle card deck, usually it means it's something we're being challenged with, or it's like the shadow side of the energy of that card that we have to pay attention to. And so the first card that came out is the Sun, which normally is like the most positive card in the deck. It's usually about joy and inspiration and success and abundance. But in the reverse, this is about being in a negative mindset. So,
Oh,
right, dude, think of like the current world situation and like all of the dialogue that's happening back and forth. And so this is delays, this is negative mindset, it's self doubt, it's lack of confidence, um, and needing to get out of a negative mindset and find inspiration. So this is collectively, we are stuck in this, like, I don't know, waist deep mud that we're trying to move through and feeling like, when is this ever going to end? Oh my God, I totally just had the vision of, the movie The Never Ending Story. I'm totally like,
yes.
totally dating myself, but that's okay. Classic, if you were a kid when I was a kid, The Never Ending Story, where Treyu is trying to go through the swamp, and I can't remember what the name of the swamp is, but he's looking for the Oracle, which is a giant turtle, but he like loses his fucking horse. Like the horse gets sucked down into the mud because the horse was in despair, and that's how the mud takes you, right? So this
Oh
is
shit.
right. So he almost gets sucked into the mud as well, because he's in despair, thinking like, this is never going to end, I'm never going to succeed, everything is lost, the whole world's going to be taken over by the dark. And oh my God, so that's what this feels like. That was so random that I
That's
got that
funny because
message.
yesterday I saw a painting of it was something somebody had painted, The Never Ending Story. And
The
I was
luck
like,
dragon.
yeah, like I stopped and stared at it for a minute. Anytime that happens when I'm scrolling, that's almost always like, okay, this is going to be for later.
So here I am bringing it up, and
Bringing it
I
up.
saw it yesterday. That's a testament to how like in tune we are at times with each other. But
Dude, all
okay,
the
so collectively we are in a negative mindset, thinking like, what the fuck is happening? This is a whole big hot mess, it's never going to end. And it's got a lot of people like in despair, thinking, what's happened, what's going to come of this world, what are things going to be like, do I need to worry? Of course, a lot of people are already worrying. So this is us needing to turn this around, saying, to ourselves, taking care of ourselves, right? Healing, doing our
Starting with
healing work. Yes. And as we do our healing work, we change the vibration of everybody around us. So we can have a big effect, but we've got to think about this in terms of I am whole, I am more than enough. I
yep.
shine like the sun when I'm happy. These are the affirmations that are in the Light Seers Tarot book. And I love them, by the way. So that was the first card that came out. And then the second card is the Six of Wands in reverse, which is not seeing eye to eye. This is normally a card about being victorious or like a successful badass, but this is about pessimism, resentment, self-doubt, a desire for acknowledgement, feelings of failure, falling from grace. So essentially everything that a bunch of, people, 8 billion people in the world are feeling confused and upset about right now because of our world situation, right? And how confusing that is and how unknown it is and uncertain it is. So this is uh, us being told that we've got to think about things in terms of where can I step up as a leader? How can I be successful in my life? What can I do to step into my soul purpose, even if it's
Yeah.
baby steps?
Yeah.
And
what can I control?
yes.
What is actually within my power
Mm-hmm.
to
Yep.
be?
And how
Yeah.
can I be seen too in doing that? And then the last card that fell out is the Six of Swords in reverse. And this is a card that's usually about transitions and moving to calmer waters after being in some chaos. But this is about difficulties accepting help. It's about resistance to change. Hello,
Mm.
hello, right? There's a heck of a lot of discussion about what's changing and how it needs to change, and things don't need to change. And this is also really hard transitions. When this card is in the reverse, it's about like exceptionally difficult change and transformation that's happening and carrying baggage and weight from your past. Guess what? Do your healing that you're responsible for. Help others see how they can do theirs. Like you don't have to force that on them, but say, hey, I've gone through this. I'm happy to offer advice if you ever want to step into your own, right? And then accepting help with that. So, fuck, right? So, those were cards definitely for collective energy. That felt intense to me, actually. I got really hot when I was reading those. So, somebody's
Yeah.
giving us a hell of a lot of hearts, and I love that. So, thank you very much.
So the ones that while you were channeling those and the ones that I got, Four of Pentacles, which is like hoarding, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And protecting
Yeah.
the heart chakra, too.
But it's with Pentacles, though, it's also like money situation, too.
Yeah.
So, if there's financially decisions or saving money, watching your expenses, being careful, right? However, paired up, so listen to it as while you're talking Ace of Pentacles, though, in reverse, cautious about accepting or making offer to related to finances or career. I'm talking to a lot of people whose jobs are in jeopardy right now, and
straight up losing them. Yeah,
they're on unpaid time off because they're refusing certain things, and their entire career, which they were being praised for a year ago, is now being threatened with their entire livelihood because they're making these decisions that need to be made, right?
Because of the arduous transitions that are occurring.
Yes, because of what your cards are talking about, the transitions, or even how we're having the conflict of opinions, the Five of Wands that we pulled earlier.
Yep.
So, and even not even an hour before talking to you, having my own issues that with this affecting financially, right? This whole changing of everything. So it's like, okay, this is not just me. This is not just me. This is collectively a lot of people going into or making decisions they didn't want to have to make, or feeling forced to, feeling coerced, or feeling XYZ because of. Yeah. And then last one I got Hangman.
Oh, in reverse. That's like being stuck, like not being able to see things from other perspectives, right? I don't know what your book says.
Hold on 1 second.
Yep. Mio's got her little pop in occasionally. So from my perspective, from my deck, I always think of the Hanged Man as gaining new perspective, but when it shows up in the reverse, I read it as stagnation, like you're stuck. Literally, you cannot move forward because you're not able to see your way forward, or you're not willing to see your way forward. And then also like self-sabotage or holding on to something that isn't meant for you, or being stubborn or a martyr, right? So there's a heck of a lot of old patterns, right, that are in those words that many of us still carry. And those are the types of things that we got to heal. But I want to hear what Mio says about Hanged Man in reverse.
Yeah, no, Hangman definitely stuck, limbo, stagnancy. Something's not flowing or blocked, or period of pausing, hesitating.
Hesitation, yep.
Yeah. What's crazy though, bottom of the deck is Queen of Wands, which is about fucking confidence and speaking up.
Passion too, right? Like passionately pursuing something with confidence and being successful at it. Yeah.
Do you want to pull any love cards? Do you think that was enough collective angst for?
I mean, that was a lot of collective. What the fuck?
But what if all the love cards are like hella like?
This is the soup we're in. I was gonna pull up just one more tarot, just for like, okay, what's our advice right now, aside from doing our healing work, which we can make a joyful process, even though it can be hard at times. So I'm just gonna pull one more tarot card. So, advice, or like, what can we look forward to, or in the coming weeks? We'll see if anything wants to come out. And if someone has a question, feel free to like pop it in there.
Yeah. And if you like listening to us rant and talk for long periods of times, we have 3 seasons of it on our podcast.
3 seasons.
3 whole seasons of us talking for about an hour at a time.
I love it though. It's, I mean, like,
about spiritual shit.
It makes me happy to do that. Yeah. Okay. So, I got Death in reverse. So remember I was asking for like advice or what we're going to look toward in the coming weeks. This is a card in reverse. It's about clinging to the past, fear of change, sentimental attachment, forces of destruction. This card is all about transformation. And when it's in the reverse, it's about resisting transformation and losing hope or mourning loss, right? So we have to, as I'm reading this and hearing what I'm being told, this is about letting go of everything that you knew before, because we are stepping into brand new energy, a brand new world. You have to be flexible in how you perceive that and receive it. You have to clear space in order for new things to come. And this is about letting go of the resistance to change, because it has to happen. Evolution has to happen for yourself, for everybody. And then the 9 of Wands, which I always read as the wounded warrior card. Like, she's all freaking beat up and she's standing there leaning on her wand, right? But it's like, this is at the end of conflict. It's the end of like going up against adversaries, moving through big shit, and she's still standing. I wanted to see if there was anything that was important in the words. I like to read from the books because sometimes there's keywords that really hit for certain people. This is determination. I love how this works. This is determination. It's resilience. It's defiance. A last defense, a final push, excitement for what's to come, finding motivation in the face of difficulties. So
what is the 9? It's like, you're almost there. Don't give up.
You're almost there.
You're almost there.
What did we say at the very beginning of this live? We were talking about how like this energy is stirring everybody up to step into their motherfucking purpose, right? Like what they said they would do as part of their contract when they made the deal to come into these bodies, right? So this is about being motivated to actually step into that work, and you're almost there, right? So do the healing work, follow your passion, stay true to your heart and in your center. And what is that?
Fucking high priestess.
Oh, that's your intuition. That's like wise woman, mastering energy, seeing the unseen. Oh, yes, that Kim says, yes, that last card. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh my gosh.
Oh, you're almost
Oh,
there.
yes. And yeah, first divorce hearing to me. It's gonna go great. You just stand your ground, stay in your heart center. You know what's true for you. It's gonna be just fine. Um, dude, you're the wounded warrior. Look at that. Stick to your passion, stick to what feels right in your heart. Okay, okay. Love cards. Let's end with like that was a bright light at the end of all that like collective angst. I'm happy that those cards came out the way they did. Okay. So how do you want to do this? Do you want to pull just general love messages?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys, we are using the card deck that we created and we totally love it. Of course we love it. Your girlfriend's no bullshit love oracle. Straight, no sugarcoating answers for questions.
There's like 65 cards with mine and Shannon's little face all over them.
Yes, our faces. So it's like we're speaking directly to you. As amazing as that could be for you, or as annoying that could be for you, right? Especially when we say something that you need to hear. Okay. So if anybody wants us to draw a card, we could do that. I'm going to just pull a couple cards for like, what are the general, what's the energy around love right now?
Upcoming, near future.
Yeah. Ooh, here we go. Ooh.
Energy.
Soulmate energy. Do you feel like there's a lot of soulmates like
there's a lot of coming together right now. Like there's a lot of major splits energy that were like a lot of people I know that were together for a very long time are splitting and clearing space for like this newer energies to come in and like soul purpose level shit.
Yeah, like so finishing out some agreements to start the next level. And Kim, that might be what's happening for you, Kim. Maybe that card was for you. Remember we had talked about that stuff before. I know my cards are being quiet. So you guys, I usually, it's so easy to use Oracle decks. You don't have to have, your psychic abilities developed, which by the way, everybody has psychic abilities. It's just whether or not you have worked with them.
This love defies explanation.
Ooh, it's a great card. I shuffle until cards pop out, and I'm just asking the question of what's the, what do we need to know, or the general messages about love that we need to know right now. So we got soulmate energy, we got love that defies explanation. So some people are going to be coming into stuff that's really good.
Whatever that energy has got me feeling giddy. Like I can feel like an excitement.
You're meant to go flirt, get out there and have some fun. So that's some fun energy.
And let's talk about that, because when you're in your confidence like that, you
vibrate.
Yeah, you vibrate higher, and it's like you kind of just don't give a fuck, and you're just like
so
having fun and talking and chatting and like meeting all kinds of people, and I don't care, they're not this, it's like when you're on vacation, how you're like, I'm just chatting with everybody, and like
vacation,
I'm from here, blah 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 blah. And,
I got take it all in, enjoy it, don't complicate it, don't fucking complicate it, and then trust this and take the leap, for fuck's sake. So I feel like, so this is both for someone specific, but I also feel like there's a number of people who are at this precipice of coming into some kind of union that is actually an amplification for their soul journey in terms of like how they work in synergy. And that's happening a lot too with this energy, you guys. Like we are being remade from the inside out.
Back to the beginning of the video, the more you heal, the more like you are radiating that outwards and rippling outwards.
Yeah.
And since everybody's a fucking projection of ourselves anyways, if we really want to get weird and like
let's get weird.
Since everybody's a projection of ourselves anyways, the more we heal, that's why we're seeming to attract more
Yep.
people on that path.
Well, and you're creating room. When you're healing, you're letting go of a bunch of stuff that no longer needs to
Like, it's
be
weighing
with
you
you.
down.
Yeah,
It's
well, and it's just
weighing your
taking.
energy down. It's clogging up your clarity.
Hmm.
Like, if your energy was water, it's like milky. Like, if you're not, yeah.
Um,
Yucky.
it's yucky.
Yucky.
Yucky. It's like that swamp water from Neverending Story. Um, and I bet you whoever's watching this is gonna go and watch that movie now. Okay, so Logan says, I'll take a card when you get a chance. Logan, do you want it from the love deck? I'm assuming yes, right? Okay. Ooh,
From here. I love that's being a little quiet.
yeah, I'm gonna just, okay, so for Logan.
Also, did you guys happen to catch our first set of YouTube videos for his love readings? Did you update the link in your bio?
I did.
Okay.
I think so. I think so.
I'm not gonna
I'll have to
check
double check
that.
that.
But yeah.
Okay, Logan, you have to tell me what's going on because I know your love situation and I know your love situation is pretty solid, but you've got something else going on in your life because the cards that came out, they all popped out and I was like, huh, what's happening? Friend zone, this connection is platonic. This is not a vibrational match. Let them show themselves out the door. This ride is over, walk away. So this feels like this is work related or something happening in your life where you have to make a choice about what you're investing your energy in. So please let me know. Like that's a very clear, dude, these are 3 cards that are all saying the same thing. So tell me what's going tell me what's going on. I was getting nervous, right? Because I know Logan's situation and I know Hannah, and I'm like, they're the cutest people in the freaking
Yeah.
world.
But
And
this
so,
could be, so let's just say if it is like business
mhm,
work partnership related, then that could definitely make sense. If there's like a connection that's either trying to come through or maybe one that's already expired that needs to
mhm,
go. Like if there's like
yeah.
a
And
hey, I need to move buildings, or I think am I considering like
he just said family boundaries during pregnancy, and he gave me like the drunk emoji face, and I'm like, okay, that makes complete sense. So yes, yes, yes. Okay, so I mean, the friend zone card is really about being real with yourself about what something is and not forcing it to be or allowing it to be something else. What does that say?
the go now, you've been here too long.
Yes, okay.
So politely tell family to fucking mind
Fuck
their own
off.
business. I'm big on like setting boundaries. I saw just the other day where it's just like, you know, you can build your walls, but it's like the boundaries are still going to be where you tell people where the door is. So it's like, especially with pregnancy, because if they are this fucking nosy now,
And the
if they,
baby's not here yet.
yeah, if they are, yeah, baby's not even here yet, and they're already trying to get their claws on how they parent this child that isn't even theirs. I mean, when I had a baby, I had an extended auntie offer to fucking buy her for like $20,000 so she could send her to Harvard.
What?
Dude, that shit, you
Yeah,
don't. The
boundaries.
offer to buy my child. Like, get the fuck out of here. So I'm sure it's not as extreme as that. I hope it's not as extreme as that.
I don't think it's that
But
extreme, but
if it's anything like, what are you going to do with the baby once they're born? Are you going to do this? Are you going to put them in this kind of school? Are you going to, I don't want to say certain words because I don't want to get flagged, but like stuff that happens with needles immediately as soon as your baby comes out, that as a new mom, you kind of don't have a choice. They literally take your baby and start plugging, like little things like that, where it's really none of your family's business. Those are where the boundaries have to get set up now. And you kind of have to let them know, like, don't fuck with me. that's my earth sign. My double Leo and earth sign is like, leave me the fuck alone.
well, And
Mind your business.
what I'm feeling about this situation in particular too, it's like, this is, Logan, this is such a personal, intimate time for you and Hannah, and you're weeks away from having a baby, and I know family might be really excited about this, this child arriving, but it's like, this is the time when you guys get to have time alone together, anticipating this arrival. And it's okay for you to be like, look, we're good. We appreciate you guys care. We're going to do things this way. And just, if it helps at all, when when I had my first baby, I told my parents and well, both sets of parents, we basically said, we don't, hola, ¿cómo estás? We told families, like, we would like to have 2 weeks alone with our child before anyone comes to visit. And it was perfect, and people respected that, and it was exactly what we needed. And by the time they were ready to come visit, we needed some help, and because I was fucking exhausted, and
Yeah.
so was their dad, right? And so yeah, Logan, boundaries, boundaries, boundaries.
Boundaries. And if it's
um
something as small as like, what are you gonna name the baby? Just
Fuck that.
make
I
up.
kept
Just
that shit a secret too.
dude, I kept both my babies. I kept my whole pregnancy off social media the second time around. So I'm very much gung ho for it ain't none of nobody's business.
It's such a
Your
private,
life
yeah.
is nobody's business, but yours and Hannah's.
Well, and Hannah she has had such a unique story too. And so she's been sharing her journey, and it's really lovely because she's helping a lot of other families who have been trying and then going through this experience. And so she's been sharing it, which I
So
love
he says,
watching.
wait, he says it's been on my mind nonstop for the last week. Okay, I got stop obsessing and caught in a loop. So,
dude, I love how this fucking works.
stop.
Let it
Knock
go.
it off.
Just say what you need and want. You're aligned with Hannah, let it be that. And they, how they accept it or not, that's theirs. Like, that's not on you. You don't have to make them happy. You need to make you and wifey happy right now while you're waiting for this amazing little girl to show up.
Sorry, Logan. I get passionate.
We love it. We love it. Okay, so
Danielle wants a card.
yep. She says, I'll take a card. If there's time, I'm single, waiting for my soulmate.
Right. Messages for Danielle. Oh, what does she
Danielle's
have?
a photographer too, actually.
Awesome.
Oh, okay. So you've got a soulmate coming in. I hope you're gonna be fucking ready for this.
You're welcome, Logan.
Yes,
Shannon is the nice one, and she's like the loving and kind and soft spoken. And I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? With love. With love. All right. Ooh, I got heat coming up with Danielle. There's some
heat, like a hot connection coming in.
I feel fire energy.
Oh, yeah, you're feeling it in. Okay, so I have a couple things happening. You definitely have a soulmate coming in fast. Your job is going to be having to discern, like, you have a couple of things coming at you, and your job is going to be to be able to discern what you need and want and what's aligned with you. I've got one card that says, yeah, it's hot, but is that enough? I'm assuming that you've had this experience already, but I think that there's someone else that's coming in where it's going to test you again, just to make sure, do you really know what you want, or are you going to choose like the same thing that gets you into the same places, same situations? And because the card that came out with that is, there's some shady shit going on here. So this feels like a pattern for you that you're trying to break out of, like you're just done with that stuff and you're ready for like the real deal, which I totally get. But you have someone coming in that's like the real deal. Some things are just meant to fucking be. Okay. So that that's coming. I feel that coming, but you're going to be tested first. Your job right now is to prioritize self-love. Like, love the shit out of yourself and believe it, because that is what's going to magnetize this real deal to you and like call him in, right? There's something you're stuck on, like some kind of mental loop that you're stuck in, like thinking that you're not, I don't know, I don't know, I don't want to say that you're not good enough. It's something that you keep telling yourself that you don't want to believe that anymore, but it's something that's been ingrained, and that's what is that is what keeps bringing you these, yeah, it's hot, but is it enough, right? Like the ones that don't feed your soul or do shady shit, right? Because you need to believe deeply that you deserve more, that you are worthy of the real deal. Okay. But dude, you got it coming. It's coming in like fast from my right side. So it's like coming in fast. I don't know how to describe it.
I have a question for you. I know you said you're single, but is there somebody that you kind of are casually keeping or talking to that you just kind of keep the conversation going, even if it's dead? And I'm only asking that because the first two cards that fell out are completely different than the other ones that just fell out for me. The first two that came out for me were some connections aren't meant to be together or meant to be forever, and time apart may be on the horizon. And so it almost felt like if there was like just this like lackluster connection with somebody, or a lackluster, like it's just kind of somebody you kind of talk to because they're, you know, maybe you just have light conversation. I don't know, just
or you're bored. Or you're bored.
It could be a good ego. They tell you look pretty today. Who knows, right? Could be something like that. But then the other ones that fell out while you were talking, which go with the cards that you pulled, new connection coming in hot.
Yeah, like it is coming in hot.
These two that fell out together were you were talking about being yourself, and it was be authentic, be real, be you, to be truly seen. Lovely feeling, know when it's happening, know when it's not. So that's that authenticity, being real, being yourself, people seeing you and appreciating and valuing you for who you are, because you're not trying to pretend to be anybody else. You're not faking the funk to try to impress anybody or to try to make them like you.
Right.
Okay. So the more you are just unapologetically yourself, you're either gonna push people away or draw them to you, because they're gonna be like, you know what, I kind of like that. I kind of like that. But then the last one that fell out with that was guarded hearts, fear of vulnerability.
Right.
So with being authentic, being you, vulnerability, guarding your heart, it's like, how much of yourself are you actually being if you're never fully being yourself? If you have to hold back who you are when you're talking to people or anything like that, then how much of yourself are they actually attracted to?
Yeah, you wouldn't know. You couldn't be it's like showing up at a restaurant and ordering something off the menu, but when they give it to you, you're like, oh, but I really wanted this and you didn't read my mind, or basically, right? So yeah, the only thing that's what getting into this is showing what you truly want, showing who you truly are, and saying, hey, take it or leave it, right? That's going to weed out a whole lot of, and separate a lot of wheat from the chaff.
Knowing that you aren't perfect, but you're like, hey, I'm in this process, and I'm in process of working on these things with myself. So I might have some moments of vulnerability or this or that, but I'm actively working on this, right?
She said, I've been owning who I am lately. That's been a mood for me. But yes, someone from my past,
let it go. Let that shit go.
You got to create room, because there's someone and if I would not be surprised if it's actually like a fire sign, or somebody's got a lot of fire in their chart, because it's like, it's fast and it's actually, there's heat with it. So it's going to be good. Cool. Oh, Zeke says, finally catching it live and loving it. I'm so glad, Zeke. And then, oh, my friend Joe really loved your no fake in the funk comment. Mio just disappeared on me again. So does anybody else want a card? I'm happy to draw one for you. I can't be as Taurus in nature as Mio is when she's throwing it down, because I'm not a Taurus. I'm a Libra. I'm very nice about things, usually. Okay, anybody else want some? Ooh! I also got the card, oh, hug your roots. Okay, Joe. I had one fall out, and I don't think it was for you, Joe, but it's somebody who may be watching and is wondering. Some connections aren't meant to be forever, so something's happening there. We got to recognize what something has been to you and when it's time to let go. Okay, just recently I've been letting it go and got on a dating site. Yes, talking to one, and the combo has been hot. So different than my normal type. Oh, when I was shuffling the deck and I was like pulling it apart, Danielle, I saw keep an open mind because your soulmate may look different than what you expected. So that's possibility for you. I would see where it goes. It feels very close to me and it feels very um hot, passionate, but also like in such a good way, not like a reckless, oh, this is gonna burn too fast, too hot. It feels like it's actually something that is the real deal for you. So just be discerning, right? That it
And
like
exciting.
mm-hmm. Okay, so Joe Hug Your Roots wants a card. Ooh, okay. So Joe, I got prioritize time alone together to deepen your connection, and I just had several more fly out. Oh, leveling up, commitment, shacking up, engagement, all the good shit. So, not to scare you, right? I can't remember what your relationship situation is now, but taking things to the next level. Maybe there has been some loving words exchanged, and you're like at this next energetic level with this person. Holy fuck, dude. So definitely soulmate energy. This is invaluable lessons. You're learning a lot about yourself. This feels like it's been like like mind bending for you, opening a lot in your mind and your heart space. Like you didn't imagine it could feel this way, and it's supposed to feel this way. And wow, I spent a lot of time not feeling this way. So all of those things, right? So you're learning a lot about yourself in this situation. I would be so curious if you would tell me what that's about. I think you did tell me about it, but I don't know if that was still your situation. You are so welcome, Danielle. Okay. Did you want to pull one for Joe?
Yeah, I'm working on it. At first it was like a bunch, like they kept falling out, but it's like chunks at a time were coming out.
Oh yeah, too many. Spirit's got a lot to say.
Something wants to be said.
Yes, I was just gonna say Spirit's got a lot to say.
A butterfly. Okay, I'm up in the second floor and there's a butterfly, an orange butterfly right out front my window right now. I'm upstairs.
A monarch. So butterflies are about
holy shit. It's
the
like
the dance of life.
Oh my god. Leveling up.
Ah, fuck. Joe,
commitment,
tell me more about this when you get a chance.
So taking it to the next level. So even if it's like what stage of the connection, whatever that next level would be for that particular, like if it's we barely, if it's like, okay, we talk every day, now let's FaceTime. Let's do this.
Yep. I feel like this is like
a bunch that keep falling out.
He just gave us a bunch of love and hearts, so I think we might have nailed it. We might have nailed it for him.
Oh, I see. This is the part where I actually like live readings a lot when you're actually talking to people.
I know.
Instant validation.
Well, and just it's fun, right? I kind of like this whole reading cold too, and then getting like more context as you pull the cards and they give you the feedback. So like the whole Logan situation was like that kind of blew my mind. Okay, so do you have any more for Joe, or can we move on to Zeke?
Sorry, let me just pull one more for Joe.
Oh, sure. I'm gonna shuffle for Zeke. So
okay. Ooh, maybe this deck isn't the one that wants to come out.
Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Okay, Z. I'm gonna wait till Mio has more cards for Joe. Have no idea what's happening. You have no idea what is happening. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, you thought you knew, but now you don't. Okay, something is happening then. I can't wait to talk more
They
about
can't
that.
read your mind, use your damn words.
Ah, so you need to talk more, Joe. Or that could be vice versa energy too. So this other person could be not
Maybe they need
speaking.
to communicate better so that he knows
Yeah.
what the hell is going on.
And
Because
prioritizing time alone too. So having those interactions where you can, there's no distraction, you can share feelings in a safe space. Go ahead. I totally interrupted you. I'm sorry.
oh no, that's all.
Okay.
Okay. What are you doing, Zeke?
Yeah. Um, Joe, we can talk more. I'm curious to talk more with you later. So Zeke, I got this is interesting. I know Zeke's situation too, but I'm curious at what you get for him. This love defies explanation. So it's a beautiful card for sure. Um, but also actions speak louder than words. So pay attention. So while there is beautiful love there, you both have to be accountable to what's being said versus what's being done. You're so welcome, Joe. Um, and you and I have talked about this before, right? So, like, yes, you feel these things. Yes, it's there, but how are we putting our money where our mouth is, right? And how are we actually stepping into this and taking action? I know, he says, damn, I know, right? I love how this shit works. Oh, Joe, we love you. You're so welcome. So I will be curious to see what Mio comes up with cards
I
for
got
you.
it. Okay, the first one I got that fell out was now is the time.
Mm-hmm.
So something that needs to be handled now instead of
Yes.
putting it off. So whether that is conversation or being real with yourself or whatever that is, it's now.
Yep. He just said, we have had that exact conversation.
And caution, stop obsessing.
Zeke likes to obsess, right? Would that be safe to say? Zeke, you like to obsess a little? He is mind blown at the moment. Holy shit. Yes. So you have to be remember the collective energy is like it's stirring us up. We're stepping in or we're stepping out, right? We're stepping
Yeah.
into this journey or we're choosing to go another way.
Somebody's not being completely honest.
Okay.
Who's not talking? Who's not saying what they feel? Like, or
You got it. You're hitting the energy well.
okay. Actions speak louder than words. Is that what you pulled?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So now's the time. Caution, stop obsessing. So I'm wondering if it's like, if there is the conversation that needs to be had or something, because it's like that's what's stopping the flow of things from naturally either progressing or from it's like yeah, I'm afraid to speak up because either I feel like things are going to end or get really serious from here. So it's either like one of those versus if I just stay right here and if I just keep things as is, then it might just keep rolling right along versus like, okay, if we stop and talk about being real about what's really happening, like what's going to happen, what's the worst that can happen, what's the best that can happen.
Yep.
Am I close?
He says, feel free to share the situation with Mio offline, but holy shit, nailed it. So I will fill you in. Yeah. Thank you, Zeke, for that. I'm glad we could pull cards for you. I did get this is divinely interwoven and magical as fuck. So you need to have like, you need to be reassured that you haven't read the energy of the situation wrong, that you know what you're feeling and you understand that on many levels. What's happening though is the human is getting in the way, right? So like you have a soul contract in this situation with this person and you feel it on very deep levels, so does she, but there is human bullshit that's getting in the way. And I understand life is complicated, but you need to talk about what you need and want. So yes, he says, yep, okay, yep. You have to just lay it on the line, dude. Gotta lay it on the line. That's what I gotta say to you.
Yep. I can't wait to hear the details of it.
I can't.
After.
I will share them with
That's
you.
always the fun part, is whenever the fun part of this kind of work is the validation, because otherwise you feel like you're just talking for, and it's just like stuff coming out, and that you're like, I don't know if this is gonna make sense to anybody, but then afterwards, like, yeah, that fucking made exact sense.
It will.
Okay, cool.
And it's so, remember, you're worthy of the best fucking love. Just had to put that up there. Beautiful. It's terrifying too, you guys that are watching. It's a little bit terrifying. We were having this conversation right before I hit the button to go on live. Like, I'm a little bit nervous to do this, right? And you know, we trust ourselves. We trust our intuition. We've been working with it for a really long time, but we still have that like feeling of, oh my God, what if I can't read the energy, you know, accurately, or what if I don't get it, or what if I'm off, or, you know, in these cold situations, especially when we don't know the context and we're trying to read the energy with nothing. That's a little bit harder. For me, it's easier when I have a little bit of context and I can see, it's like everything opens up more clearly when I have just a little bit of information. But we get nervous doing this. And so our reactions, when you see us like genuinely reacting with like, holy shit, that was amazing, and surprise, it's because like we're thinking, oh gosh, you know,
what if we're wrong?
How is this gonna work? And then it works, right? It works.
Because I don't know these people's love lives. I don't know these people's like personal situations. And even my own friends, I don't always know their shit either. Like my friends that'll pop on for readings, I don't always know what's going on with them.
Yeah.
Or even if I do a mediumship reading for somebody or anything like that, I don't know that. You know what I mean? Like I know you, but I don't know how your relationship was between you and that person that passed.
Yep.
Right. So when that stuff starts coming through and you're validating that, then it's like, okay, this shit's really real.
It's really powerful too. And it really like, it speaks to how we're energetic beings first. And these are just like costumes that we're wearing that come with a set of perceived limitations, right? So like we are built to read energy and access that information. We just have convinced ourselves in many ways that we're not able to do that, or we're not special enough.
Or that only special people can.
Yes.
And it's not that at all.
Yep.
Does anybody want one last card before we wrap it up for today? Or should we pull a couple last?
We can pull a couple last ones, but if anybody wants one last card, just put it up there for us. Okay, so I'm just gonna ask, end all be all for love.
For somebody who's rewatching right now. Oh yeah. Hold on, we do have one more.
Oh, Sarah. Oh, and then there goes the neighborhood. There goes the neighborhood.
Sarah.
So Sarah. Oh, I just had a couple fall out.
Okay. Mine that fell out, the top one was some connections aren't meant to be forever.
Okay.
The other two that came with it, though, so I'm wondering how these tie in together. Undeniable magnetic pull, but learning major lessons. But what if we pair them all three together? Not meant to be forever, but what if that magnetic pull is like
learning lessons? It's Dom. Sorry. On my podcast account.
Oh, okay. Perfect. But learning major lessons, obviously. So the magnetic pull can be either a pull away from somebody, right? Or a pull towards something or somebody, something like that.
So my cards, I think, are meant to be read with your cards because they're just not that into you. Okay. And that could go with some things aren't meant to last forever.
Oh, there are two people. Okay.
Oh, good. Okay.
So if some connections are, because the way that my cards fell out were like, this one was by itself first, so connections not meaning to be, and then those two.
Okay. And I got, this is a hell of a blast from the past. So this is like unfinished business. Someone that you're dealing with is unfinished business. And that would be potentially past life stuff, or it's someone coming back around. And then you need to keep in mind, right, to be truly seen as a lovely feeling, but you know when it's happening and you know when it's not. So you need to not compromise who you are and what you want and need and what feels good in order to like make something work, right? Or to keep the waters calm, right? This is about you finding what makes your heart happy and what feels fulfilling to you, and learning lessons, right? So blast from a past is learning lessons, and you had the learning lessons card, right?
I got learning major lessons.
Yep. Yeah. So you have some choices to make and some discernment to move through, Sarah. And then, do you know Dom?
No, I don't know. I don't think
Dom.
so. But hey, we're here. We're here to pull. Dude, that butterfly keeps going past my window.
Butterflies are about transformation and the joy of the dance of life.
And it's just like, I never ever see them when I'm upstairs. Like
really?
That.
Well, you can't say that anymore because now you have.
Well, now I have.
You're welcome, Sarah.
When I was sitting outside, a hummingbird came into my patio, and I heard it go like right over my head. Like,
I love it when that happens. Maybe do a flyby.
Oh yeah, for Sarah, I asked like clarifying card on that some connections are meant to be together, and it was the lovers in reverse.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah,
so that's a pretty clear message.
That's clear for one person.
Yep, that's a breakup, or that's a letting go, or an elimination, or like a dissolution of a contract. Yeah. Okay, Dom, I pulled some cards for you, and you can let me know how they resonate. I don't know if you're currently in a connection or if you're trying to manifest one, but the cards that I got are don't settle, babe. You need to ask the universe for what you truly want. So this is a card of manifestation or being very like unsatisfied with what your situations have been in the past and realizing like, okay, why does this keep happening? What's going on here? What is it that I really want? And I can't keep, I keep not getting people who actually fit that. Well, okay, currently not in a relationship. You get to manifest one if that's what you want, right? So you get to sit down and write out all those things that would be really lovely to experience in a divine partnership. I always use that terminology because really we don't want to get into some like karmic bullshit, right? We want to learn our lessons gracefully, and hey, let's bring in that divine partnership. So sit down and write down all those things that would be awesome for you, non-negotiables, in a relationship. So sense of humor, caring, compassionate, can communicate really well, is adventuresome, whatever it is that's really important to you, is well on their healing journey, all of those things, really great in bed, whatever it is that's super important to you. Write that down, but don't like stay away from things like she has to, I'm assuming it's a she that you'd be trying to manifest. That person needs to be tall or rich or have blonde hair, or you want to stay away from those kind of details. You want to focus on how you want to feel when you're with them. And guess what? New connection coming in hot. So do this work, and this person like basically shows up on your freaking doorstep. Okay, so you're so ready for this manifestation work.
Yeah,
all of the above. Okay, I'm so glad.
The two that fell out of my deck while you were pulling those. So while you're working on this manifesting, I got, if you have to force it, it's not for you. Okay. And invaluable lessons. What is this situation showing you about yourself? So during this process of figuring, like what she's saying, writing down what you want in a relationship, how you want to feel in a relationship, any of that stuff, you're going to see the stuff that it's going to bring up within you of like, well, why do I even want that? Or is this really like prioritizing, like what's really important here? Or what are, like when you're talking about non-negotiables and stuff like that, like are these spiritual, energetic negotiable things, or are these like dumb 3D planetary,
physical,
like, physical type things? But take the whole process of figuring out what you want and see what it's showing you about yourself. Because it's like, how can I know what I want in another person if I don't even know me? If I don't even know who I am first?
Yeah, really. That was a great point, by the way.
And not forcing anything.
Wow, I can't wait to hear the update about how you've like written down this dream partner and he or she shows up. I don't want to make any assumptions, but fucking fantastic. That's
Honestly.
amazing.
And then we talk about that in 2 of our episodes about, we have our Dear Universe.
Yes.
And you always, always, always want to write down, and when you meditate, envisioning the feelings and the emotions behind what you want to
Experience.
experience and bring yourself to. It's like for me, I'm Taurus, so I'm always going to think about food. So if I want to manifest food or something yummy, I'm definitely like, oh my God, I can just taste and feel like how hot and fresh and like juicy this is, and like, oh my God.
Juicy.
And then it's like, okay, now I got to do whatever it is in my power to make that happen in my life, right?
Go
because
cook
I'm now
some
just
food.
like, yeah, manifesting's like craving.
It really is putting in your order with the universe, essentially. So, oh, he says he's a Pisces, so he will let us know. Oh, so you're already like
dreamy,
fucking dreamy, like,
imaginative. Good. So you should have a really easy time with this visualization.
yes. Do you know what your moon and your rising sign are? Do you, just by chance? Dom, do you know?
Neptune.
I'm just curious.
Jupiter.
He might not know.
Good luck in this season right now.
Yeah.
You got some other stuff coming to your natals right now.
Well, he says he has no idea. Okay, well, at some point you might want to find out. Can be helpful when you're trying to align with someone astrologically. That's your like your blueprint of your soul when we're in human form here on Earth. All right, you guys, that was super fun, and I feel like there was a lot of energy that came through because I'm a little bit floaty in the head right now. Yeah. I just really started getting into my spiritual stuff. Oh, fantastic. Go check out our podcast episodes. It's all about like, what the fuck do you do when you're just awakening, and how do you move through this stuff, and what are these things, and all kinds of stuff. So Souls and Stardust podcast. You guys, thank you so much. Were you going to say something? I feel like I keep interrupting you.
No, you're good. You're good. Mercury's in Libra. I'll let you have it.
Yes. You know, my Mercury is actually in Libra.
So then you're like,
I'm feeling, I am. I feel floaty. I actually feel floaty in my head today. You're really welcome. You're so very welcome. You guys, it's always a pleasure to read for you. We actually get such a kick out of it because it's really us just practicing and then helping you. You know, if we can help you, it's our honor to do that. Again, if you do feel called, you can pick up your own deck of our Love Oracle, then your girlfriend's No Bullshit Love Oracle. It's pretty fucking funny, right? Like, it's pretty funny.
Pretty funny to see your face tell you about yourself. Like when I go to pull my own cards and I'm like, I can't stand myself. Like,
I had work done on my sleeve tattoo on Thursday, and I was at the parlor and the shop, and both of the tattoo artists were like, hey, let's bust them out. And so we were drawing cards from the Love Oracle, and both of them were like, holy shit, how is that, like, how does that happen? And I'm like, it's just you know, just getting messages for your own energy. So it's pretty cool how it works.
So all of our episodes, you can hit the link in our bio and listen to, if you want to listen on any audio only, you can do that, or we have a YouTube channel set up. We also have our first 12 videos of the zodiac signs for for September. We're gonna kind of record. Going to be recording for pickle piles and all kinds of fun stuff. So if there's something you want to see more of, or if you want us to read for you, we have where you can buy a deck and a reading, and we send you a recorded reading just for you, and then we ship out your deck. So all of that is in our bios or soulsandstardustpodcast.com.
Yeah, and really just go like our YouTube station, because we just love talking about this kind of stuff. And if it can help
I love it.
people, yeah, if it can help people, we love that. We love to be able to just help open people's hearts and minds a little bit more. So,
Yep.
all right, you guys, thanks so much. We will talk at you very soon.